Bowlers, we are going to get started. Please finish your warm-up frames. We'll be changing the scoring in just a moment. Welcome to Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire for an Atlantic Candlepin singles tour match. How are you, everybody? My name is Steve Kelly. It's going to be a great playoff match here in Manchester, New Hampshire on a Friday afternoon/evening on June 5th, 2026 is Chase Abramczyk and Chris Salmons in Class E North. It's going to be a great one. And we're going to find out who advances to the next round of the qualifying matches in this, I believe, semifinal match. We'll talk more about the details of the playoff picture in just a moment as we get settled in. But Chase Abramczyk will do the honors. The match format is 5 strings, with total pinfall being the determination of who advances to the next round of the playoffs. It's Chase Abramczyk with a 3-drop. It's the 1, 3, and the 7. And it'll shave off the 1, the 3, and the 7. And he'll make it a 10 box. Hope you enjoy this match from Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. Again, I'm Steve Kelly. Some playoff action. So I have some corrections for those who were maybe... who reminded me that the brackets are a little bit different this year. The semifinals are not necessarily set in stone just yet. Nathan McLaughlin, the number 2 seed, defeated Mario Ameno at the number seed. Seed number 2 is locked. Mark Poirier, the 6-6, defeated Chris Curley, who's the 3 seed, locking in for that. Chase Abramczyk shaves a few off here. In this match, it's obviously Chase Abramczyk, the number 8 seed, versus Chris Salmons, the number 1 seed. Gallant versus Tim Dacey. Their results are to be determined. But those are the results of the first round of the Class E North qualifiers. That's a 9 box for Chase Abramczyk and 19 through 2. So Chase Abramczyk, how he got to the playoffs, he has a record of 134 and 118 in the regular season. There's a 2-drop for Mr. Abramczyk. He poked out the 4 and the 8. Next, just the 6. Chase Abramczyk in the regular season had an away record of 65 and 61. And a home record at Boutwell's Bowling Center of 6 and 57. He visits Chris Salmons in Manchester. Chase with a good out. 8, maybe 9. It's going to be 8 for Chase for 27 through 3. So getting still settled in here. I'm Steve here in the broadcast booth. How are y'all? You look great. This match format, again, it's by the grand pinfall you see in the bottom of your screen. Big numbers are what count. Chase on the head pin, and he drops 9, leaving the 7 pin. Candlepin bowling is based out of New England and Canada. It's a little bit different from 10-pin bowling. We don't clear the deadwood around the pins, and there are 3 balls per frame if no strikes or spares are thrown. The game is a little bit more difficult than 10-pin. More entropy, some smaller targets. Just like that, you can miss stuff that looks easy, you know, as a spectator, but as a bowler, it's a lot harder. There's no oil patterns. We have rules against lobbing the ball past a certain point on the lane. And there's a 9 box for Chase Abramczyk, 36 through 4. ACST bowlers average around a range of 82 and 128 at the extreme ends. Subtitles and live captions are available should you need or prefer them. YouTube should have a transcript feature handy as well. I'll call the match for you in audio form as well as keep the scoreboard updated on your screen. My scoreboard is unofficial. The bowlers make the final calls on scores. If there's any conflicts, I go with what they have unless they ask me for another set of eyes. Chase drops 6, missed the head pin. Every once in a while, I might try to verify scores if things seem out of sync, and I appreciate your patience if that happens. The usual. Oh, Chase almost spares that bundle of 4 pins on the right half of the deck. On my scoreboard, you may see asterisks to the left and the right of the frames in each score tower. A left asterisk will represent a headpin hit, while an asterisk on the right side of the score tower will represent a split. Splits are only registered if the headpin is down. Chase Abramczyk with a 10 box. bookending his half. And that brings him to a 46.5 for Chase Abramczyk. And that is the opening stance against Chris Salmons, who then begins right now on the ACST in these Class E North playoffs. And what a way to start with a strike. Yay bowling. So Chris Salmons begins with a pretty cool strike. He was ready to throw. He was ready to throw some hands or throw some balls and knock some pins, and he sure did. He's going for a double strike here. He won't get it, but he'll mix down 4. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10. Looking to fill a strike. What'll it be? It'll be nearly a spare on strike. He'll take 9 on the strike fill. 19 through 1. 9 or 10. He makes it a 9 in the second for 28 through 2. Actually, I think I do have a correction for Chase. It looked like it was a 10. It was a 9 box, not a 10, as I look at the scoreboard. It is actually a correction of 45 through 5 for Chase Abramczyk. Again, I follow the bowlers. And Chris Salmons will drop 6. 1, 3, 6, 9. Chris Salmons, he got to the playoffs with a season record of 159 and 51. And there's a spare for Chris Salmons. He's got 2 marks and 3 boxes. 38 in the bonus for Chris Salmons after 3. That was the 1, 3, 6, 9 that you're about to see get wiped off the plate. Actually, we're going to skip that. We'll show it at the end in the highlight reel, and he'll fill that spare with 3. 41 through 3 for Mr. Chris Salmons with that 3 fill in the spare. On the follow-up, can he find the pocket? He can, but he'll hit it a little full. He'll leave the 4, 6, 7, 10. And he'll turn it into a 7 box for Chris Salmons. 48 through 4. Chris Salmons with an early lead. Again, total pinfall wins today. And he'll mix down 8. He'll split, leaving the 2 and the 7. With a lot of wood. It's hopeful. But unless you hit it like that. I said hopeful, not a guarantee. Again, it's the 2 and the 7 for Chris Salmons, because he tries for a 10. Won't get it there either. 8 box for Mr. Chris Salmons, and that's a 56.5, I believe. I'll double check the scores. Yes, it is 56.5 for Chris Salmons. 5 boxes into the first game, and 45 through 5 for Chase Abramczyk after the correction has gone in. All right, it's Chase Abramczyk, who will begin on lane 3 for the first time today on the ACST in this Class E North playoff match. Bear with me 1 second on the pin cam as I fix that up. There we go. Chase Abramczyk missed the head pin, but he mixes down 8. 9 and 10 with wood. You know what, actually, let's move this sucker up here for you. Chase Abramczyk for the spare. Will he get it? Not quite. And he'll make it a 9 box. 4 through 6. More about Chase Abramczyk. He had a season average in the regular season 95.7 and an away average of 95.84, home average of 95.56. Second in his division, 4th in the wild card seedings, positionings, whatever it is. He'll find the pocket and kicks down all but 1 pin on the left and 1 pin on the right. That's the 2 and the 10. Now that's a rough leave, but there's 2 pieces of wood in the gap. Play that at a certain angle, and I think you have it. Chase will try it for the left side, and he's got it. That's 64 plus gravy. Abramczyk working on a spare fill. On the 4-7. Takes out the 10 by proxy. 3 fill. 67 through 7. Missed the object. Gets a couple extras. Leaves the 1 and the 8. It's an 8 for Chase in the 8th. 75. Chase Abramczyk. String 1 average is 94.44. Chase has to clear a piece of wood out of the left gutter. So with 2 10 boxes, or maybe a 10 and a 9, he'll be right on track for his average string 1. A little bit disappointed with that ball as he turns away from it. It does take down 6. He's got the 4 on left side, 1, 2, 4, 7. The play for the 1, 2, 4, and just a little bit off to the right, similar to where the first ball went. Consistent. Six or higher. Unfortunately, it's going to be a 6. That's 81 through 9, not Chase. Chase Abramczyk has the 7th highest Class E average at 95.7. He has the 7th highest Class E high single at 130. Chase. Head pin. Oh, just the 1 and the 8. Not even the 189. Just the 1 and the 8. It's not a split, but yeah. The yeah shot. Oh, yeah. Chase just going for any pins. Gets a few more. That's a leave you don't see much. What's the 2, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10? So Chase will be in probably the high 80s for the first game. It's a 7 box. That will be an 88. Game 1 for Chase. Double checking. That is correct and confirmed. That's 88 game 1 for Chase Abramczyk. 3 headpin shots, 1 split, 5.5 first ball average. Chris Salmons looking to finish off game 1. This marathon of grand total pinfall wins today at Lakeside Lanes. Salmons, half Worcester left side. Chris Salmons on the road at a record of 74 and 52 this season. Home record 99 and 27. Mixes a few more pins down. Season average for Chris Salmons is 98.83. After 18 regular season matches, away average 97.13, home average 97.07. High single 127. High 551. And he'll leave the head pin for a 9 box in the 6th. 65 through 6 for Chris Salmons, who finished, he got into the playoffs by being a division leader in Class E North Division 1. 35 strikes, 110 spares, 133 10 boxes for Chris Salmons for the season. 37% perfect box percentage, and he'll chop 2 off on the 6 and the 10. What'll it be for Salmons? Another shot where the 6 and 10 once stood, just taking away the wood. Chris Salmons had 7,412 pins across 18 matches, and he's going to make it a 6 box in the 7th. For 71 through 7, compare that to 67 through 7 for Chase Abramczyk. Chris Salmons' string 1 average is 96.94. Chris Salmons, Chase Abramczyk, and myself will all be bowling in a 10-string tournament tomorrow at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Myself and Chase Abramczyk will be on the same lanes, and we will be in the 9 a.m. shift. Chris Salmons is bowling the later shift, which I believe has been bumped to 3 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken, based on the latest info. And I expect to stream that too, so be on the lookout for that tomorrow. Salmons will chop the head pin. It's a 6 box for 77 through 8. Salmons. Spinny wood off of a sidewall bounce. Drops 6, 1, 2, 3, 10. The 1 triangle and the 10 is the play for Mr. Salmons. For the spare, he's right on the money and he's right on the spare. That's his 3rd mark of the game. 87 and a bonus through 9. Salmons working on a mark, 87 plus 2 for 89 in the 9th. Half Worcester on the right side. He leads by 8 in the 9th. Coming up next, it's right through the hole. And the result of the box is a nice out of 10. And that's points on the total pinfall for Chris Salmons. That's a 99 game 1. Chris Salmons leads by 11, 1 game in. But it's a 5-game marathon, 50 boxes to determine the winner. We're done 10 boxes. Let's move on to game 2 on the ACST. Coming up next is Chase Abramczyk. As soon as we remove a pin out of lane 3. It rolled out past the reset gate. Chris Salmons used to own a bowling alley or run a bowling alley, if I forget which one. So he's no stranger to fixing lanes and fixing pins and all that stuff. So Chase Abramczyk, who threw an 88 in the first game. String 2 average for Chase Abramczyk is 97.83. So put a pin in that as he starts his 2nd game. Mixes down 4. 5 on the left, 1 on the right. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 10. Chase's bid for a spare. Off the object, leaves the 1 and the 10. Makes it an 8 box in the first for Chase Abramczyk. Chase Abramczyk had the 6th highest high series in Class E at 550. Chase to the right of the head pin. He takes 4 down. He's got the 6-pack on the left side. The 6-pack is brought to you by the 25th Lane Bar and Function Room at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. And you should check it out when you're here. If you want a nice drinky drink while you bowl. Chase Abramczyk for the bid for the spare. He leaves the kingpin. He's looking for a 9 or 10 in the 2nd box. A little bit off on the throw. It'll be a 9 for 17 through 2. Chase Abramczyk has the 7th highest Class E spares at 117. And the 5th highest Class E total strikes at 31. That'll be a 4 drop for Chase. 5 on the right, 1 on the left. Go for the object. He does, but leaves the 7 and the 10. Now he has to pick a stick or play the wood. He chooses to play the wood, and he'll take the 10 as a result with a 9 box for 26 through 3. Chase will take 3 out on the back right side. Ooh, and the second ball goes where the first ball does. Hoping that's not a recurring theme here. And he'll make a 6 box in the 4th for 32. Current total 120 for Chase Abramczyk. Again, it is grand total pinfall wins today. Not about individual strings in the playoffs, but the grand total pinfall. Chase Abramczyk will take the 7 out, and only the 7. Followed by an overcorrection to the right. 1, 2, and 4 with the 4 wiggling. It's going to stand and fight. 1, 2, 4 for Chase for 7 box or higher. And for the out, he'll just take the head pin and he'll leave the 2 and the 4 for an 8. That's a 40.5 for Chase Abramczyk, and 128, 15 boxes in. Chris Salmons comes in with a 99 first game, who had an advantage of 11. Now let's see him catch up, and let's find out what happens. Salmons will start with 4 down, 6 up. 1, 3, 4, 7, 9, 10. For the outside ish of the head pin, but still kind of full and forceful, he leaves the 3 and the 10. And then it's an 8 for Mr. Chris Salmons to open up the second game. Chris Salmons' string 2 average is 98.28, a little bit better than the string 1 average of 96.94. Stats on the regular season. Salmons takes 5 out, 3 on the right, 2 on the left. It's a split. Spread eagle minus the 2. Salmons, his bid on the right side, takes the 3, takes the 6, leaves the 4, 7, 10. To complete the box, it's an 8, 16 through 2. Chris Salmons, he took 49 total points in his past 5 matches. That's an average of a staggering 9.8 points per match. Chris Salmons wins a lot in the regular season, and he'll take 6 out, maybe 7. It will be 7. 2, 4, 8. A spare gimme is confirmed for Chris Salmons. That shot on the 2-8 for Chris. Went right for it. And took all 3 out, no problem. He was just clearing a piece of wood there. Piece of debris. He's working on a spare now. Just slightly to the left of the head pin, but he gets a 7 fill off of it. Head pin didn't matter much. 137 is the bid for a spare with no wood. It's away on the 1-3, but not the 7. What's next for Chris Salmons? It's a 10 box for 43 through 4. Salmons leads by 14 and he's a box behind Chase Abramczyk. Chris to the right of the head pin, and he got a spinning piece of wood to help take a few more out. He took 6 pins out. 1, 2, 4, and 5 is the leave. For the spare, missed everything. Took a few by proxy of the wood. 1 pin and 2 pin stand. Chris Salmons has the number 3 best Class E average, 98.8. Out of bounds wood, rolls back inbounds. I can almost guarantee you that's in. I don't know why they're checking it. Chris Salmons, the 9th highest Class E high single at 127. The 5th highest Class E high series at 551. And look at that, it's in, just as I said. Yes, Chris, it is a third ball. I know that feeling if you have to pause for something like a mechanical breakdown or balls not coming back or something like that. Sometimes you can kind of get mysteriously lost psychologically in what ball you're on. Anyways, that's a 52.5 for Chris Salmons and a 40.5 for Chase Abramczyk. It's 151 for Chris Salmons and 128 for Chase Abramczyk. Chris Salmons has the lead by 23. Chase Abramczyk coming up next on lane 3. Here's Chase. Takes 2 out. Takes a few more out. He's got 5 standing. And it's going to be a 5 box, and the 6 for Chase for 45 through 6. Chase Abramczyk's 7th highest Class E perfect box percentage. 6th highest Class E total 10s at 162. Takes 2 out. 3 out, excuse me. Took out the 4, 7, 8. Play the pocket for great success. But what angle of the pocket is the big question as Chase Abramczyk leaves 4 on the plate. 1, 3, 6, 10. On the head pin, on the 6 pin, leaves 2 for an 8 box for 53 through 7. Chase Abramczyk in the regular season, he faced Nick Charest recently. Took 11 points with a 86 series. He threw a 90, a 99, an 84, a 97, and a 116 with 2 strikes, 4 spares, and 11 tens. Chase finds the pocket, and he's got a spare leave. That's the 5 and the 8. And he gets it for the spare. That's a mark he needed. Here we are on the 5 and the 8. $63 plus a bonus ball. 8th for Chase. It's looking good. Oh, it's a little too good, but it'll be a 5 fill at least. $68 through 8. Oh, and second ball goes where the first ball went. Great strike in another universe. And now, oh, it'll be a 6 box for Chase. That's 74 through 9. Chase on the 1-2 pocket, takes 5 down. 5 all on the right side of the plate. 3, 5, 6, 9, 10. Misses the object, takes 2, leaves 3. 7 or higher. It's going to be an 81 with that 7 box. For a 2-game total of 169 for Chase Abramczyk. Temporary advantage of 18, 5 boxes ahead of Chris Salmons. Coming in next is Chris Salmons to finish off game 2. Head pin, pocket, 7-8 leave. Wood on the 7-8, but it shoots straight back. It's a 9. 61 through 6, 45 through 6 for Chase Abramczyk by comparison. This is ACST Class E North, a playoff match. Grand total pinfall wins today. Winner gets to bowl some more in a future match. 6 drop for Chris Salmons. Getting Class E North, 2 matches are done. 2 matches are to be determined, as far as I'm aware of, at least as of right now. Chris Salmons leaves the head pin on the spare shot. Nathan McLaughlin and Mark Poirier advance so far. In this match, we'll either have Chris Salmons or Chase Abramczyk advance to the next round, and then Chaz Gallant and Tim Dacey, the result of their matchup, one of them will advance to the next round. And Chris Salmons will split 6. 5, 7, 9, and 10. What will it be for Chris? Can he use the wood to his advantage? He doesn't find the object. He finds the 9 pin. It's a 5, 7, 10 leave now for a 10 box maximum and a 7 box guarantee. And the 7 box is what he gets. 78 through 8, 68 through 8 for Chase Abramczyk. Chris Salmons leads by 8, 2 boxes to extend that lead. Salmons on the pocket. Good leave. 6-10 with wood across the 6 and the 10. I like the look of it. Chris Salmons does 2. That's a spare for Chris. 88 in a bonus. Let's watch him take that shot again. Couldn't have asked for a better precise hit. 88 and 1-3 pocket, 6 fill. That puts him at 94 through 9. 5, 8, 9, 10. This is the object. Takes the object by proxy from a piece of wood. It's the 8 and the 9. No mark, just filling it out with an 8 box. 102 is game 2 for Chris Salmons. That is confirmed. 81, game 2, Chase Abramczyk. 102, game 2 for Chris Salmons. It's 169 for Chase Abramczyk. Chris Salmons, though, plus 32 with 201. That's the result as of 20 boxes in this 50-box marathon in this playoff match in Class E North. And now let's move on to the next game, shall we? Chase Abramczyk up next here on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles. Just checking with y'all. How are you? I'm Steve Kelly in the broadcast booth and on the digital scoring for you in Manchester, New Hampshire at Lakeside Lanes, and it's going to be a great one. Or it continues to be a great one, that is. Chase Abramczyk, he'll take a few out. on the first ball. Chase takes a third pin out. 6 on the left, on the right. Oh, and unfortunately, it's going to be a 3-box for Chase. That's rough. Not a disaster by any sense of the term. But, you know, it happens. Chase Abramczyk is bowling 15 games in 2 days. He's got 5 today and 10 tomorrow. I mean, in all fairness, Chris Salmons is doing the same thing. He takes only 3 out. That's a quarter Worcester. Finds the outside of the head pin pocket. Will he take the rest? The 7 pin is wiggling, but it's going to probably survive by the looks of it. Gets touched multiple times by falling wood. It was a great bid and would have been a fantastic recovery. 9 or 10. It's a 10. 13 through 2 for Chase Abramczyk, who threw an 88 in the first game, followed by an 81 in the second game. Chris Salmons threw a 99 in the first game, followed by a 102 in the second game. Chase Abramczyk currently at 6 head pin shots and 2 splits, averaging 3.63 on the first ball. And there's a half Worcester on the left side for Chase on the 2 and the 8. Just a little bit of a full punch. Chase for the follow-up, doesn't find the head pin. He finds pins to the right. He leaves the 1-4-5-7. And then 2 in the middle for an 8-box, leaving the 4 and the 7. That's 21 through 3 for Chase Abramczyk. We are at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire today, established all the way back in 1959. Great place to bowl at. It's my home house. Couldn't recommend it anymore. Great place to bowl, great leagues, lots of full leagues. Bowling in the Wednesday night speed league right now. The place fills up. Every lane is full. Every team is full. And Chase for the spare bid, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. He takes the 4 out, leaving the 2 and the 6. 8 or higher. 8 it shall be. 29 through 4. Lakeside Lanes is owned by Tim Lipke. And his son Shane also works here. Bunch of people, great cast of characters working at Lakeside Lanes. Caitlin Zolko, Bobby Greco, and a whole bunch of other folks. That's a 7 drop for Chase. 4-7-8. Abramczyk for the spare. He's got it. That's a way to sit. So with that spare, Chase Abramczyk's at 39 plus a bonus when he comes back. He's at a halftime total of 208 plus a bonus. And Chris Salmons is coming up next. Right now. In the pocket, drops 9, leaves the 6. Chris Salmons, he faced Chris Winiers in the Which Chris is Best Invitational for the Lakeside Lanes. Ooh, and there's a spare for Chris Salmons. The Lakeside Lanes Patches Quilt Loft All Events Tournament, in which Chris Salmons and Chris Winiers were the finalists. Chris Salmons went on to win that. Spoiler alert, sorry. I covered that match. You can find it on 3 Ball Spare on YouTube. And Chris Salmons on the spare fill. He'll take 7 on that spare fill. 17 through 1. 2-4-10. What'll it be? It'll be a shot through the gap. Still a 2-4-10 for Chris Salmons. 7, 8, 9, or 10. It's going to be a 7. That'll be 24 through 2 for Chris Salmons. Chris Salmons still has the lead in the grand total pinfall, 3 boxes behind Chase Abramczyk. He's up by 17. Salmons to the right, takes 2 out on the right side, a 3-9 punch of a half Worcester. Salmons will complete his trip to Worcester with a left side half for a full Worcester. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. And it will be a complete no return trip to Worcester. Tear up that ticket. It's 28 through 3 for Chris Salmons and 21 through 3 for Chase Abramczyk. It's only like 2-ish marks in terms of the separation between the two bowlers. So it's not a runaway just yet. Salmons will take a few here. 5 on the left, 1 on the right. 4 drop and a split. Salmons plays the 5 pins on the left, and he only takes the 4 pin out, so he's got 5 up, 5 down. Rounds it out for a 7 box on the 4th for 35. Compare that to 29 through 4 for Chase Abramczyk. Chris Salmons will take out a couple more pins. 4 to be exact. 1, 5, 3, 6, 7, 9. Salmons on the outside of the head pin, and only the head pin goes. He's now got a 3 diamond in the 7. He just wants pins at this point. It's going to be a hard-fought 6 box for Chris Salmons as he laughs it off. 41 through 5 for Chris Salmons, and it's 39 in a bonus through 5 for Chase Abramczyk. And Chris Salmons leads by 34 at the moment at halftime. 208 plus a bonus for Chase Abramczyk and 242 for Chris Salmons. Halfway through this match in which grand total pinfall wins on the ACST at Lakeside Lanes. Chase Abramczyk coming up next. And here he is working on a fill. And he'll be 5 on the fill. That's a halftime total at 213 for Chase Abramczyk. Salmons leads by 29 at halftime. 5 up, 5 down, 4 horsemen left side in the 10 for Chase Abramczyk for a spare. The play. Oh, I actually honestly thought he caught the head pin, but he didn't. He only got the 2 and the 4 out of it. He's got the 1, 7, 10 now for a 10 box and a 7 box minimum. Here we go. Abramczyk will take the 7 but leave the 10. It's a 9 box for 53 through 6. A couple out on the left and a couple out on the right. 5 down, 2x2 grid plus the 8 in the center. That's the 1, 3, 5, 8, 9. Chase catches the outside of the head pin but doesn't get much out of it. He's got the 3, 5, 8, 9. And it will be a 6 box. 59 through 7 for Chase. Chase Abramczyk in game 3 for the season. He's been averaging, I just had it up, 92.61 is his string 3 average. And Chase finds the head pin and he finds 5. 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Spread eagle minus the 2. It's a makeable shot. Kristen Poirier made this at Boutwell's He'll take 3 off the right side. Four in the 7 for Chase to get a 10 box. He's got a 10 box. That's 79 through 8. With 2 boxes to go, with 238 so far on the total. We are approaching the twilight hours of Game 3. Chase. 1-2-1-3 pocket. Takes 8 out. 8 in the 10. He doesn't want that 8 to stand, but it wants to stand. Stand it shall. That wood is just 2 inches or so to the right where it's going to be a difficult shot. If it was a little bit to the left, you could sweep it and catch the 8. See, if the wood was there, maybe at an angle, that probably could have gone. It's too bad that it rolled right. See, just like that. Oh my goodness, he's not even going to get the 10. He's going to wiggle them both. That's just not fair. That's 77 through 9 for Chase Abramczyk. Chase Abramczyk at 246, 77-79. Looking for a mark. He's got 1 so far. He'll take some off the right side. He'll take 4 down to begin the 10th frame. And then 2 more out. 4 still standing on lane 3. 1-5, 3-8. Chase will finish it off with just a head pin hit, leaving the 3-5-8. We've seen that as a common theme today. That's a 7 box for Chase. Game 3 is done for Chase. 253, 3 games in for Chase Abramczyk. 10 head pin shots, 5 splits, 4.67 first ball average for Chase Abramczyk so far today. And Chris will kick off quarter 4 of Game 3. Here's Chris with 5 down. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. And he'll get everything but the 4. So he won't get a spare. 9 or 10. It's a 9. 50 through 6 for Chris Salmons. That's Bob on your left. Works at Lakeside. And that's a Chris Salmons can't quite break up the split. That's a 4-6-7. I was hoping the 6 would have gone, but I can't quite do it. 4-6-7 for Chris Salmons. Wants to play the wood at an angle. He couldn't quite make anything go over to the 6. 9 or 10. It's a 10. That is 60 through 7 for Chris Salmons. It's 59 through 7 for Chase Abramczyk. Chris Salmons on the head pin. He'll take 6 out. He's got 4, 6, 7, 10. 2 planks of wood on the right side. Can Chris Salmons make 2 on the right, take 2 on the left? He can only get 1 on the right. 4, 7, 10. It'll be 7, 8, or 9, or 10 for Chris Salmons. He'll make it an 8 box. He's at 68 through 8. Salmons still leads by 16, but that lead is still attainable for Chase Abramczyk if he can just get hot for a game or 2. Chris Salmons is 2 boxes behind, plus 16. So he'll be ahead by a little more than that. If he can get a mark, he can extend that lead a little further. He'll get another split here with 3 on the left and 2 on the right. It's a spread eagle minus the 3 for Chris Salmons with no wood. And the next ball goes into the gap. And it will be a 7 for Chris Salmons for 75 through 9. Salmons almost the pocket. He finds a Kaleri instead on the right side. 1-3, 6, 8, 10. This is everything on the spare attempt. Five or higher. Let's make it 6. 81 in game 3 for Chris Salmons. That is confirmed. It's 253 for Chase Abramczyk, 282 for Chris Salmons. Chris Salmons currently leads by 29 with 2 games to go, 30 boxes to go with 20 remaining. Let us move on to game number 4 on the ACST. Chase Abramczyk coming up next. He'll be having a great time watching this match, as we are producing it here at Lakeside Lanes. Chase Abramczyk continues on with a 5 drop, a Kaleri left side. One, 2, 4, 7, 9 for Chase. Oh, wanted to find the head pin, just a little to the right, deflected. Chase will make it a 5 to start off game 4. Chase can get right back in this if he can just throw like 2 marks with good fills. The lead is not as big as it seems. I'd call that an uncomfortable lead by Chris Salmons. Just need to break the status quo a little bit. Chase Abramczyk on the head pin. He'll break up the split. He'll drop 7, 3, 6, 10. Fair leave he can do something with. Three, 6, 10 for Chase. A little bit overthrown to the front. And he'll make it an 8 box in the second for 13 through 2. Chase Abramczyk's longest streak of strings where he's gone more than 100 unbroken, 4 in a row this season. Longest streak of matches where he's gone more than 500 in grand total pinfall, 2 consecutive this season. He went 7 in a row as his longest winning streak, where he went more than 7 points per match. He'll drop 6. One, 2, 7, 10. He'll chop the 2. He'll chop the 7. He'll leave the 1 and the 10. Eight, 9, or 10. It's an 8 for 21 through 3. And Chase Abramczyk on the 1-3 pocket. He takes 7 down. He's got the 2, the 4, and the 5. That's a 2 triangle. 180 degrees of magic if you can make this spare. And Chase, he'll just underthrow it a little bit. He's on the 5. He'll leave the 2 and the 4. Nine or 10, it's an 8. 29 through 4 for Chase. 2 for 4 in the head pin in this half. 12 head pins overall, 5 splits, 5.06 first ball average. 3 spares, 3 strikes. We're 34 boxes done for Chase Abramczyk. This is box 35 of 50. He'll take a few out. 4 out to be exact. Center down the 8 and the 6. And he'll shave a few more off, just missing the head pin by a hair. 1, 3, 6, 8. 6 or higher. This will be for the half. He's at 29 after 4, followed by a nice 10 box for 39 through 5 for Chase Abramczyk. That's 292, 3.5 games in. Coming up next is Chris Salmons, who will start off this first 5 boxes of Game 4 at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour in these Class E North Finals. Chris Salmons will mix down a few, 5 to be exact. 1, 7, 10, 3, 9. Salmons with the follow-up pin a little full. Takes 3 of 5. He leaves the 3 and the 7. It's an 8 box or higher for Chris Salmons here, and he'll make it a 9, leaving the 7 pin 9 through 1. In case you missed it, Chase Abramczyk through an 88, followed by an 81 and an 84, and an in-progress 39 here halfway through the 4th, and Chris Salmons 99, a 102, and an 81 with an in-progress 9, 1 box through the 4th. Chris Salmons. Fires. 1 3 pocket. 7 drop. 2 triangle. 2 4 5. And then for the triangle spare, he takes 2 of 3. 66% of the triangle completed. The 4 pin is the only one that didn't go. Salmons 9 or 10. He'll make it a 9. 18 through 2. Salmons on lane 4. It's going for the head pin, and he'll take a split. He'll drop 6. 3 on the left, 1 on the right. 2, 4, 7, 10. And Salmons will take down 3 and leave the 10 pin. Just couldn't get any messenger to come towards the 10. But he'll get that 10 box. 28 through 3 for Chris Salmons. Chris, 1 3 pocket light hit. He's going to get a mix, and he's going to get a split. Can it be a narrower split? Yes, it can be. He's 7 8. 10 pin fell late. Chris on the 2 7 8. Can he get a spare? He misses the object, and the object is the only pin standing, just the 2 pin. To finish it off, he'll play the wood, and he'll get a safe 10, 38 through 4. Chase Abramczyk's at 29 through 4. I was talking with Chris and Chase before the match began, and they were saying, based on the warm-ups, they were musing that it might be a bit of a scary, low-scoring match for both of them. And I told them, hey, let's try to make it some good TV here, but we're just getting a lot of punches and just some mixes that we can't do a whole lot with. And Salmons, after a 2 drop, will take a few more outs. The 1 7 10 4 6. And I'll make it a 7 box in the 5th for 45. 45 half for Chris Salmons, and 39 through 5 for Chase Abramczyk. The current total, Chris Salmons leads by 35 with a 327 to Chase Abramczyk's is 292. Coming up next will be Chase Abramczyk for the next 5 of Game 4 to get to box 40 and hopefully get some marks here on the ACST in Class E North in the playoff first round. Chase Abramczyk. Head pin hit, that's a good hit. 310. It's a split. Chase misses the object, plays the wood to the left of it. He gets a pin as a consolation, but the object pin sticks. That's the 3. And Chase Abramczyk will take a 9 in the 6 for 48. He crosses the 300 grand total pinfall threshold. He's at 301. Chase Abramczyk has been finding the head pin every other box this time. He has 6 splits and 13 head pin shots overall today as he takes 3 out. 6-pack on the right and the 7. Followed by a spinny, whoa, come on, head pin, let's make this a good one. He almost took everything out by missing the object and getting a piece of wood to bounce off the sidewall and spin. But the head pin was hit fairly hard, but it didn't fall. 9 or 10 for Chase. It's gone for a 10. That's 58 through 7. 311. Actually, oh, it's not for when Chris Salmons is up. I got a fun fact about Chris Winiers. And Chase Abramczyk, will he get a strike? Everything but just the 3 pin. And Chase will get a spare. Target acquired. That high noon ball just sniped the 3. That's what he did. It's 68 and a bonus through 8 for Chase Abramczyk. And he'll get a nice fill of 7. 1, 2, 4, 75 through 8. 1, 2, 4 for Chase. He misses off to the right. And he'll make it an 8 box in the 9th for 83 through 9 for Chase. His string 4 average is 94.39. Here comes Chase Abramczyk on the 1-2 pocket. 7 go down. 3 triangle, 3, 5, 3, 6. It can go. Just hit your object. Chase plays it. Oh, well. Hit the object, but full. I was hoping that wouldn't be the case. I hope I wouldn't have had to say a little full. And it's going to be a 9 box for Chase, and that's a 92, game 4. 345 after 4 games for Chase Abramczyk. Every other box was a head pin shot. Chris Salmons with a 45 half returns to lane 3. Salmons, ooh, off to the right. Bit of a misfire there, just on the 10 pin, a 1 drop. The 1 drop followed by a head pin hit and a spare. A spare in hard mode, a 9 drop, a 9-pin strike. Just needed a warm-up ball, that's all he needed. A mark is a mark for Chris Salmons. To fill his spare, he's on the headpin this time, not making that same mistake twice. He'll drop 8 and fill 8 for 63 through 6. 4-8 leave for Chris Salmons. Chris Salmons of Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. He's off to the left. Chris Salmons, his string 3 average is 95.61. His string 4 average is 98.72. He'll miss the mark and he'll miss the 10. He'll take a 9 for 72 through 7. Chris Salmons is a substitute bowler in Class E North Division 1. I believe he subbed in for Diane Hammett, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong, but that's just what I think I remember saying a while back. Chris Salmons will split 8. And that's the 4-10. That's the mirror image of the 6-7. Salmons wants to play the wood and make it pretty. Does a U-turn on that wood. Only takes the 10, though, not the 4. It's a risky shot, but I guess it was worth a shot. Nine or 10 for Chris. It's going to be a 9. That's 81 through 8. Chase Abramczyk is at 75 through 8. 2 boxes to go. Chris Salmons still leads in the grand total by 18, plus whatever these next 2 balls end up being. And then it will be a 10-box showdown for whoever moves on in this ACST playoff match. In the playoffs this year, a 3-drop for Chris Salmons on the 6-9-10. Excuse me. Thank you, Mark. In the comic, Cora Crafts that Chris Salmons subbed in for, not Diane Hammett. I think I'm thinking of Hunter Archambault, possibly. Chris Salmons leaves the headpin. And he'll leave the headpin for a 9. That's 90 through 9 for Chris Salmons, and Chase Abramczyk is at 83 through 9. 345, 4 games in for Chase Abramczyk, and 372, 3.9 games in for Chris Salmons, with this last box to go before we square up for the 5th and final game. Salmons, 1-3 pocket, and he'll break up the split and drop 9. He leaves the 4. Followed by a spare for Mr. Salmons. Teach a man to fish, and he'll find the 4-pin. Chris Salmons, he played the wood and he kicked the 4. A fishy spare for Chris Salmons. He's working on bonus material here in the 4th. Overtime. 100 plus this next ball, and it's going to be 2 on that fill for a 102 for Chris Salmons. It is 345 for Chase Abramczyk and 384 for Chris Salmons with that 102 that just came in. Chris Salmons has a handicap of 39 in the 5th and final game. Winner advances to the next round of the playoffs. And Chase Abramczyk will roll the first 5 boxes here in just a couple of seconds here on the ACST. Game 5 starting soon. Hope you're enjoying this match. Checking in with you all at home, and hope you enjoy this 5th and final game of this playoff bowling experience. Chase Abramczyk for the strike. He can't get the messenger to come towards the 10, unfortunately. It was just angled a little bit off. Chase on the single. He's got the single for the spare. 10 through 1 at a bonus. It only takes a couple marks to get right back in this. Chase Abramczyk starts out the 5th and final game in the first box with a spare. Chase filling the spare with 5, a Kaliri. 15 through 1. 1, 2, 4, 7, 9. Can he spare the Kaliri? He underthrows a little bit. And then he'll take an extra. He'll take a few more. He'll take an 8-box. That's 23 through 2 for Chase Abramczyk. So Chris Salmons is 2 boxes behind Chase and leads by 16. Chase Abramczyk already erased some lead. If he can just get it, literally, if he can get just like 3 marks here, he's right back in it. Like, I'm dead serious. It's really not that big of a lead. It seems like a lot when you get into the 20s and 30s, but again, it's only like a couple of marks, really. Chase Abramczyk off to the right of the head pin. 4 down so far. 6 up. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 9. And Chase, will he get the spare? That was a great bid. He leaves the 5 and the 9. On the pocket, just needed messengers to kind of be able to thoroughly take out the other rows. Once it's out of your hands, you know, there's only so much for. Or what Matt Susi says, if you can just position the ball the best you can after you release that ball, there's nothing more you can do. Sometimes it just is what it is. That's an 8-box for Chase Abramczyk and 31 through 3. Chase Abramczyk, he'll overthrow and cross over a little bit. He'll take 2 out for a half Worcester on the left side. He took out the 2 and the 8 pins. And he'll take a few more out. He leaves the 1, the 7, and the 9. He's at 31 through 3, plus 7 or more. It'll be a 7, 38 through 4. Chase Abramczyk's string 5 average is 99.92. Chase Abramczyk's high single is 160. His high series is 550 in the 18-match regular season of the ACST this year. Chase finds the 1-2 pocket. He takes down 7 pins. He's got a triangle on the right side, the 3 triangle. 3, 5, 6. Chase on the triangle, on the 3 triangle, it's gone. He's got it. Now that's a way to sit. Bookend your half with 2 marks on the end. 48 and a bonus through 5 for Chase Abramczyk. 393 for Chase. 393 and a bonus. 384 for Chris Salmons, 5 boxes behind. The lead is 9 in Chase Abramczyk's favor, plus a fill. And Chris Salmons will be wasting no time, and he'll start off immediately. He'll 3. Anyone's game, anyone's match. Chris Salmons will miss the mark. 1, 3, 6, 10. Six or higher. It's a 7. Chris Salmons is down by 2 in the grand total pinfall, 4 boxes behind Chase Abramczyk. But it's also contingent on whatever fill Chase has when he comes back to the playing field. Salmons. Pocket shot, everything but the 5-pin, 9 drop. So Chris Salmons, he faced Chris Winiers. Chris Winiers is actually, he's off camera, but he's maybe about 6 or 7 lanes down. There's a spare for Chris Salmons. Finish that thought in a second. Spare for Chris Salmons. Let's watch the replay on that while we have a moment. Just on the 5-pin kingpin, a single pin spare has been acquired by Chris Salmons. And the fill follow-up is 5. 5 in the bank, 15 in the second, 22 through 2 for Chris Salmons. And then takes 3 of 5, leaves the 1 and the 9. Chris Salmons will take an 8. So Chris Salmons faced Chris Winiers in the Patches Quilt Loft Lakeside Lane Events Tournament Finals. Chris Winiers is here, and it looks like there's a huge gap. There's a huge actually just a couple lanes off to our right. I think Chris Winiers was helping them all get set up and kind of teach him the lay of the land in terms of how Candlepin bowling works. So he's actually here in the building. He was Chris Salmons' former opponent recently. 6-drop for Chris Salmons, 1-6, 8-10. And then he spares up that mess. Salmons putting up his defense at 40 and a bonus through 4. Salmons filling that mark starting now. Head pin hit, 5 drop, split. 6 drop, excuse me. 46 through 4. 3, 4, 7, 10. Missed the object. Takes 2 on the left, leaves 2 on the right. He'll have a nice 10 box in the 5th for 56 through 5. I reckon that's the best half we've seen today. Chris Salmons 2 marks, 2 spares and a 10, 56 half. Chase Abramczyk 48 and a bonus. Chris Salmons currently leads by 47 minus the fill from Chase Abramczyk. That'll be coming up here in just a moment or two here on the ACST. It's the final 5 boxes of this playoff bowling in Class E North. Winner advances to the next round. Chase Abramczyk coming up next. Filling a spare. And he's on the head pin, and can he get a pin to break up the split? Not quite. He'll take a 7 drop. 5, 8, 10. 10 wiggling. 55 through 5 for Chase Abramczyk. 400 for Chase Abramczyk, 440 for Chris Salmons. 5 boxes remaining for both bowlers. Chase Abramczyk plays the wood on the 5 and the 8. It only takes the 5. He leaves the 8 and the 10. And Chase will make it an 8 box to start his second half, 63 through 6. Chase. A little full on the head pin, takes 6 out and splits. 3 on the left, 1 on the right. 2, 4, 7, 6. No wood to help. He's got to play the 2, 4, 7 and hope he can get a bounce. He'll take the 2 and the 4. The 7's untouched. The 6 is untouched. Chase will take an 8. 71 through 7. So at this point, Chase is really going to have to mark out here. 3 boxes left. Grand total pinfall wins. Chase left to the head pin. 7 go down. He's got the 1, 8, 10. And then for the spare bid, he's got it. He needed that, and he has it. $81 and a bonus through 8 for Chase Abramczyk. At this point, he's going to need big fills and big marks in order to hold up against Chris Salmons. The fill. A big mix. Hopefully, it'll be a 6 fill. $87 through 8 for Chase. He's got the 1, 2, 7, 8. Can he get the spare? Oh, he had a great attempt at it, and I thought it was going to go. It was just the way the messenger settled. It settled in front of the pin it had to take out. It just ran out of gas before it got there. Chase will take it at least for a 10. Oops. That's 97 through 9. One box to go for Chase. Currently leading by 2 in the grand total pinfall. Chase. 1-2 pocket. A big mix. Now he's getting the mixes. He's got the 6 and the 9. So he can pull ahead by 20 more here, and that will extend his by up to 22. Oh, but he'll miss this. He'll just get deflected off the wood, and the pin in the back is just not hit. May not be enough against Chris Salmons, unfortunately. That'll be a 10 box for Mr. Abramczyk, and his 5th and final game is a 107, and that's a 5-game total of 452 to 2 with an 88, an 81, an 84, 92, and a 107. That is Chase Abramczyk's playoff match today, and it will be Chris Salmons to finish things off here in the final 5 boxes as he takes 6 down. 1, 2, 4, 9. Chase Abramczyk leads by 12. And Salmons will take the route and leave the 1, 2, 9. I'd like to thank you for watching today. Our ACST committee members, we always like to thank on the air. Our Class E treasurer is Maurice Perry. Our commissioner is Danny Finn. That's a center box for Chris Salmons for 63 through 6. Our ACST statistician is Mike Imperato. I'd like to thank the staff at Lakeside Lanes for accommodating us for this match today. I want to thank you all for watching, of course. Here's Chris Salmons with a 9 drop, leaving the kingpin. Single pin spare opportunity. Chase Abramczyk leads by 5. Chris Salmons is closing in, and then he dropped 9 here. That hasn't been accounted for. That is the match for Chris Salmons, who will advance to the next round of the playoffs, and he'll take a spare here. 73 and a bonus through 7. Salmons leads by 5 in the total. Congratulations to Chris Salmons. Makes it official with this mark. Salmons on the spare fill. He'll take 2 out. Half Worcester on the fill on the right side. 3 in the 9. 75 through 7. Chris Salmons will be advancing in the next round of the playoffs. He leaves the 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. So Chris Salmons will return at Avengers Doomsday. That will be a 7 box for Chris Salmons. 82 through 8. Two boxes to go. Have been Steve Kelly on the call for the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Do check out the ACST page on Facebook for more great matches like this. If you like my content, you can check out 3 Ball Spare. That's my page on Facebook as well as YouTube. Chris Salmons misses the mark in the 9th. He's got the 1 and the 9 on the plate. He'll miss them both for an 8. 9th for a 90 through 9 for Chris Salmons with 1 box to go. 474 for Chris Salmons. With a trip, he can get to 504. That's the ceiling. Chris Salmons takes 6 out. 1, 3, 6, 9. 42% the head pin today for Chris Salmons. Chase Abramczyk was 40% the head pin. Chris Salmons misses the head pin to the left. Chris Salmons averaged 5.52 on the first ball, while Chase Abramczyk averaged 5.28 on the first ball. And to finish the match, Chris Salmons will make it a nice 10 box, and that will be a 100 game 5 for Chris Salmons. So Chris Salmons will advance to the round of the playoffs with a 484 5-game series. That is the end of the match today. Congratulations to Chris Salmons for surviving this round of the playoffs, and best of luck in the next round. Chase Abramczyk put up a fight, but just had a couldn't quite match the pace that Chris Salmons got to today. So here's some numbers again for the final results. Is Chris Salmons 484, Chase Abramczyk 452. We'll get you some graphs on the screen if you want to pause the video and examine these in finer detail for later. Have at it. And hope you enjoyed this match today. I've been Steve Kelly on the call. Great to have you along with us today. And we'll see you at the next Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour match. And we'll get the highlight reel put together for you in just a moment. We'll be signing off the mic. Have a great one, everybody. begins right now on the ACST in these Class E North playoffs, and what a way to start with a strike. Chris Salmons, he got to the playoffs with a season record of 159-51. And there's a spare for Chris Salmons. Wood in the gap. Play that at a certain angle, and I think you have it. Chase will try it for the left side, and he's got it. 10 is the play for Mr. Salmons. For the spare, he's right on the money, and he's right on the spare. A spare gimme is confirmed for Chris Salmons. And he gets it for the spare. That's a mark he needed. Chris Salmons does too. That's a spare for Chris. Abramczyk for the spare. He's got it. Chris Salmons, he faced Chris Winiers in the Which Chris is Best Invitational for the Lakeside Lakes. Ooh, and there's a spare for. And Chase will get a spare. The one drop followed by a head pin hit and a spare. Followed by a spare for Mr. Salmons. Teach a man to fish. Chase on the single. He's got the single for. Chase on the triangle. On the 3 triangle. It's gone. He's got it. So Chris Salmons, he faced Chris Winiers. Chris Winiers is actually, he's off camera, but he's maybe about 6 or 7 lanes down. There's a spare for Chris Salmons. 6 drop for Chris Salmons. 1-6, 8-10. And then he spares up that mess. And then for the spare bid, he's got it. He needed that, and he has it. Hasn't been accounted for. That is the match for Chris Salmons, who will advance to the next round of the playoffs, and he'll take a spare here.